got the first fish of the morning. How long we been out here, bud?
Maybe 15 minutes.
Maybe 15 minutes. I'm the first one to catch. Now let's hope and pray I'm on to something.
I hope she just continues to wear me out. That way the live well gets full, no matter who's doing it.
And happy weekend vlog, y'all. We're gonna spend today on the lake, so you'll get to see little captures.
If you look
here and
behind
there.
her on the corners of the boat, you'll see that the pollen is still falling.
Oh yeah, it's still
It's
falling.
terrible.
But this is a good start. So enjoy our weekend vlog. I got my favorite snack as we go across. We in some mighty grassy area. So we gonna go underneath the bridge. I'm gonna eat my cracker and I'll turn y'all around and show you whereabouts we're gonna go. Now if you go way deep up in this cove where I used to love to go, this about the time you start seeing the gators and all coming out sunning, you know, getting their tan on. So I'm gonna turn y'all around because we couldn't catch nothing but a bunch of grass. Well, no, I did catch that 1 pound bass. And I kept it too, y'all. I ain't letting it go. So I'm gonna turn you around and let you see where we're headed. Yeah. That's a lot of swallow nests that you're seeing. Right there. I love to get out amongst these. We're only 4 here. Did you get it?
Huh?
Did you get it?
Oh. Like I said, we'll fish right here and then go.
Yeah. If I ain't mistaken, didn't we catch, was we catching brim right here? Is this where it was catfish? That's right, because I remember these three dead logs. I remember. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, we're gonna come on out of this snow and get on the top water. And where are we gonna go? To south end or north end? No, we're at the north end. We're gonna go by the lake, by the park, across from the park. Yeah, we're gonna go by the park. And here I am talking to y'all with the phone turned around. At least you got to see the view. We're going real slow because we've got a lot of stumps. Let's see. I've got a bass and a catfish. Buddy's got a perch and 2 bass, a nice sized bass. So he's one up on me. So yeah, the contest ain't over. No, this is a race. I'm gonna win. Let the games begin some more. Let the games begin some more. Good Sunday morning to y'all. Sun's out. It wasn't earlier. It was cloudy, then it started raining, sun come out, and I just got notice we're under a tornado watch. We expected that. But you saw that I was feeding. I'm gonna show you what I was feeding. I think I mentioned last week when we got everything planted, I would feed one time with the fish emulsion, which is the 511. After today, there will be no more feeding of that. We're gonna go to the More Bloom, and I'll insert a picture. That's what I will feed, half strength, every week for about 3 weeks. And then we ought to be good to go. But I'm gonna show you what I just got through feeding, what you watched, and then I got something to share with y'all. I'm literally scratching my head. I don't know, y'all. Well, y'all gonna see it. It's gonna be like, what in the world done got up in your garden, Lippy? Yeah, overnight. And this is what I just fed. The fish plant food, which is a 511. And then this is what I'm gonna feed half strength starting next Sunday. You know, Sunday is always my day of feeding. The More Bloom. Now, we're gonna walk over here. And while I'm walking, let me tell y'all, we had the best time fishing. And as you can see, I couldn't film a lot. I thought I could, but the water was very choppy and we was having to go across the lake to different coves to stay out of the wind. And at one time I had the phone on the tripod, and when it fell over, thank goodness it was in the boat. And I said, you know what? It's all I got. That's what I do videos on. Well, it's my everything. So I apologize, but my luck, something would have happened to my phone. But I'm gonna turn this camera around. I'm gonna show you the first thing that I saw when I came out with my morning coffee. About 6:30, 6:45 is when I come out to the garden. Y'all gonna have to help me figure this out, because we are getting a fence. We just didn't intend on doing the fence soon. A sweet banana pepper is nothing but a stem. This is what it looked like last night. And about 6:30 this morning, this is what it looked like. This tomato plant, this tomato plant, and this tomato plant was laid over, and this one stem was like eat off. I immediately cut it off. I tried to bring them back up and clip them. I just hope that it didn't do a lot of damage because it was like the plant was being pulled. We don't have a rabbit issue, which these are tall. We have too many coyotes. We do have a lot of deer. And I thought, well, if it's a deer, they just wanted one piece of the tomato. Well, they took the whole banana pepper. I can't figure it out, guys. It doesn't make sense. My eye just caught something I wanted to show y'all. Well, you know, when you walk around a bunch of green, you get a little confused. But let's go over here to the tomato plant. Oh, I need to pay attention where I'm walking, right? Okay, let's go over here to this. I don't know, guys. Now look at that. I mean, stripped. And that's the plant. But they stripped it. It's fairly low. I can't make sense out of this. So, we're gonna set our deer camera out. We've had these things, good Lord, buddy, 20 years? 20 plus years. It's the old style. You're gonna have to pull the little card reader and put it in the computer. But we're gonna set, we have two, but one don't wanna work too well. But we have one that does, and we're gonna set it out in the garden tonight and see what we can find. Our security cameras, the one that's on the garden side, it doesn't hit where we need it to hit. So we're gonna set the deer cam out and try to figure out what's going on. Guys, I can't wake up in the morning and everything just be eat up. So yeah, that's what's going on. But before we go through the garden, let me show you what Buddy worked on this morning for me. And I'm looking to make sure, because when I was feeding is when I found that tomato. So, I mean, I've called myself looking. But anyway, let me show you what Buddy just made me. There it is. Again, what did I say? Someone else's junk is our treasure? Well, here you go. The stand our neighbor was throwing away, Mr. Larry. Buddy had this piece of plyboard, and he's going to paint it for me. And I'm going to set it out here in the garden. But it's such the perfect height for me that it'll be good to stand and work on stuff, or I'm going to set a pretty plant on it. I don't know, but I want to set it out in the garden. And I want to paint it. I don't know what color. Probably my yellow. I do have that sage green. I may do that. I don't know yet. But right now, it's just going to sit here. And then when the storms head out, I'll get to painting it. Now, I won't paint the stand. I'll just, you know, brush it and clean it. I like that patina look, even though that's not true patina. But that little light rust, but it's in great shape. So I'm going to walk to the front, the entrance. Oh, and the Confederate jasmine. I've got to say it, guys, because that's what it used to be. I think it's called Star. You know, I really didn't think it was going to, I'm sorry. I really didn't think it was going to bloom because we just planted them and we've had them, 2 years in buckets. I said, oh, it won't bloom this year. Well, guess what it's doing? Well, both of them are blooming. Now, this is at the bottom. But there is blooms coming in. Oh, let me focus. Everywhere, guys. Here's the other side. So, and of course, oh, there we go. If you get too close, it'll get funky on you. I had to clip one off yesterday and oh, the smell. I'm so excited. I really didn't think it was going to bloom, but sure enough, it did. Now we're going to walk through the garden. And I believe I'll just keep going our normal route that we've been going. Of course, here's all the pretties. Now, remember, I think I mentioned that we were going to have to structure this mulberry because it was laying over. Well, let me show you what he did. You see this T-post and rope? Because it's got a really good girth on it. And if I follow it on up, he's got it tied off. Just till it gets some more height. But let me show you what we found. Oh, the wind's getting us, but look, guys. I'm gonna have a mulberry to sample. It doesn't have a lot on it. Ooh, let me hold this branch. And you see why we had to strap it? Because the wind is just whipping. We've had a lot of wind this year. But we looked throughout, and there's not an awful lot of mulberries. But to see that there is a mulberry, and we planted this last year, and look how huge this thing is. That just tickled me. All right, let's start our little walk. And yes, I did feed the flowers, the 511. And look, guys, those 6 little miniature tomatoes, they're called patio tomatoes from M.I. Gardner. Look, they are loaded in blooms. Those are, oops, hang on, let me focus. Those are about to bloom. There's blooms in this one, blooms on this one. So I am tickled pink. We're over here by the table. Everything is just, everything's blooming, guys. And my favorite little delicate flower, alyssum or alyssum, depending on where you're standing. And the wind just about took this one over. It was standing up this morning, but it's got quite a few blooms, as well as this one. All right, let's go over this way. There's the other little tomato. Peppers are Cadillacing. And guys, remember I told you, this is more of a shady area. Here's the other side. So y'all are familiar with the layouts, so we're just gonna make the square and then go up the center. And of course, we're coming up on that tomato that got chewed. But they didn't touch this one. Our cucumbers are doing great. I did have it leaned over the bucket, but the wind's kind of picking it up. And here's the other one I seed started. Remember, I told y'all I was going to do some as a lanyard in case these didn't make it that I started in cups. Well, I've got one there. I planted 2 seeds here and 2 seeds here. And what I think I'm going to do, because I don't want to crowd them, I'm going to take 1 seed and 1 seed, or should I say plant out. And I'm going to run them kind of off to the side and see how they do. But I did plant 2 extra market mores, and I'm going to choose one and pull the other. So here we go. Let's go down here. I did reseed a contender, 1. It hasn't germinated, so, but I did put 1 in. What was that? Last Thursday, I think. All 3 of these contenders are doing great. And some of you may ask, why do you have a cage here? Because I'm testing something. These are top pick, but the best way to test something is I want to see how they do, even though this is really a tall square cage. I want to see what they do and if it makes a difference to if I just let them spread right here. So, for some of you that may say, well, why do you have a cage on one? It's just because I'm testing a theory out. The jades did not come up. And I did reseed, and nothing has come up from the second round. But I think, like I said, I think it was Thursday. Jade in here. And I did have to replant contenders here. So we shall see. Boy, that wind's coming on strong, guys. And I still haven't put dirt in that bucket. I'm going to plant direct sow some flowers in it. All right, we're coming down that long run on the backside where the banana pepper is on the very end. I mean, but y'all see the size of these tomatoes compared to last week. Oh, and let me show y'all. Buddy went through. Buddy has a tape gun. And now, even though I like tomato clips, Buddy likes them more for his berries. He came in because I don't have any more tomato clips. Look at the zinnias. We did those, what, 2 weeks ago? We sowed them. And these peppers, if y'all remember, were in those little 6-packs. Well, and I'd left them there. Look how they are performing. Tomatoes. That's all basil. And I did put 2 little stakes because what I can do is I can string. See, I can string and run that one through the center. So that's why I put 2 stakes there in case I do need to use that yarn. And I use 100% cotton because it will break down. The marigolds, they're growing fantastic. So we'll go on down through here and look at our banana pepper one more time, or once was. But I'm gonna leave it. I mean, I don't think it's gonna do anything, but hey, it may surprise us. And these are doing well with more marigolds. Now this is the row where we only have it not even quite halfway shaded because of the okra and the purple hull peas. Now this is the roselle hibiscus, but look at the purple hulls. And these are in the shade, so we're gonna see how they do to the ones that's outside of the shade. And here's the tomatoes. Now, this one that has a cage and that other one, remember, they're indeterminates. Us together, we will top these when they get too large to the size of that cage. We're gonna test something. And I just noticed, I have 3 clips here, guys. I don't need 3 clips. I grabbed me a clip because I need one. So we're gonna go on down. Okra is coming up. Remember, I just started another one. I think that was on Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday that we reseeded. So I've got a little while to go. Oh, look what I just noticed. When your marigolds get like this spent, it's gonna be hard to do. Let me get it out. I snap it off. Well, it's a little bit still too fresh, so I'm just gonna pull. But when they get like that, I'll pull the leaves off, and then that's gonna dry. And when it dries, I'm gonna snap it, and I'm just gonna bury it in here because they will come back next year. The lemon balm's about to hide the owl. More purple hulls. That okra came up. These 2, now remember, I didn't want to plant a lot of okra because I've got still so much. The new seed I see just come up. And I got to remember to get that marigold. So everything is looking good. And now we're standing at one of the 2 original, as I call, hoop houses. Tell you what, that mom, it is massive, guys. And you'll see the red tape throughout. And now we're getting to the squash and the zucchini. I've got to work on this one. This one's a little bit crooked and it's not all the way in. So I'm gonna have to pull that up and work with that. Remember, I don't like the round ones, but because I have them, I wanted to use them. I prefer the square. But they're doing good. But if you look in here, looks like we're about to have some squash, guys. Or, nope, that's a zucchini. Paste tomato area. I don't really have high hopes for that one that's over there. It's an Amish paste. You know, I love San Marzano. Well, I want you to look at this thing. It's pitiful. But if it keeps looking like this, I'm just going to pluck it. And it'll be fine. But I do believe this is the perfect spot for our paste tomatoes. And we're going to go the opposite way, and let's go down the other original hoop house. I've got to come in here and harvest some radishes. And you know what? I just noticed something. I didn't realize I put that there for this pepper. So, with your help, I don't have to worry about staking it too much. So there you have it. Looking at how the second week of gardening is looking. One of you asked to see the umbrella, and I thought I had showed it last week when I was sitting out here having coffee with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture for the young lady that asked what does my umbrella look like, because I don't want to take it apart or untie it because we have storms coming in. So this is what it looks like when it's not open, and I will insert a picture of what it looks like opened. So that's what it looks like tied up. So I know it's not much of a weekend vlog. I need to get in and fold up some clothes and pay attention to the weather or what's going on, and make sure that, you know, we're not expecting something really, really bad. I hope not. Oops. But I want to get prepared for it. And I did put a ham in the oven this morning to bake. So I want to go ahead and get it carved because it's been sitting out about an hour. And we're just going to relax the rest of the day. Today is Easter. Today's the day that he has risen. So I hope you guys have a very blessed Sunday and Easter, and you can be with family or friends. And Grandpa's coming over to have coffee and eat a ham sandwich with potato salad on the side. That's our menu today. Something simple. And just keep our eyes on the weather, because I know we're in that season. But as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I will see you guys on the next one.